Before we settle in, I want to invite you into something a little different here on Cataholic. This channel is for the people who know that living with a cat is never just about having a pet in the house. It is about sharing your days with a quiet, observant soul who is always speaking, just not in ways most people are taught to notice. Around here, we slow down, we pay attention, we look past the obvious and into the small, beautiful behaviors that reveal what our cats may have been trying to tell us all along. So if that sounds like your kind of place, take a moment to subscribe to Cataholic, like this video, and join this growing circle of people who want to understand cats on a deeper level. And while you're here, tell me something in the comments. What is one little thing your cat does every day that feels meaningful, even if you've never quite been able to explain it? Maybe it's the way they wait outside the bathroom door. Maybe it's how they stare at you in the early morning light. Maybe it's that stretch they always do the second you walk into the room, because those little moments are never as small as they seem. And today, we're going to talk about one of the most overlooked, intimate, and quietly emotional signals your cat gives you. A signal that may actually mean far more than most people ever realize. There is a certain kind of quiet that settles over a house in the early morning. Before the messages start coming in, before the errands, before the noise of the day takes over, there is just that soft light slipping through the window, the hush of the room, and the gentle sound of paws crossing the floor. And if you live with a cat, you probably know this moment by heart. You step into the room and your cat notices you. Then almost immediately, they lower their chest, stretch their front legs far out in front of them, arch their back, and lengthen their whole body in one slow, luxurious motion. Sometimes there is a tiny trill, sometimes a blink. Sometimes they hold the stretch just long enough to make sure you saw it. Most people smile and think, well, that's sweet. They just woke up. They're loosening up. It's just a stretch. But the truth is, it may not be just anything. Because when your cat stretches the exact moment they see you, there's a very good chance they are not simply tending to their muscles. They are communicating. And once you understand what that behavior really means, it changes the way you see those quiet little moments forever. To understand this, we have to begin with one simple question. If your cat were only stretching because their body felt stiff, why does it so often happen right when you walk into the room? Why not 5 minutes earlier, when they were alone? Why not while no one was watching? Why does the timing seem so precise? That timing matters. Cat behavior experts often describe this as a kind of social behavior. A stretch that is triggered not just by waking up, but by the presence of someone important. In other words, your cat sees you, registers you, and then responds. Not randomly, not absent-mindedly, intentionally. That is what makes this moment so powerful. Your cat is not just moving their body, they are acknowledging your arrival. And that may sound small, but in the emotional world of a cat, acknowledgement means a lot. Cats are not careless creatures. They do not waste energy on performative behavior the way people sometimes do. They are selective, efficient, observant. So when your presence reliably triggers a behavior, that is worth paying attention to. It means your arrival changed something for them. It means your presence mattered enough to spark a response. In a world where humans tend to rush past everything, that stretch is your cat's quiet way of saying, I see you. You're here now. This moment matters. And the deeper you look, the more meaningful it becomes. Because behaviors like this did not appear out of nowhere. Domestic cats have spent thousands of years adapting to life alongside human beings. Long before they were curled up on couches and windowsills, they were living near our grain stores, our barns, our hearths, our homesteads. Over time, something remarkable happened. Cats did not just learn to tolerate us. They developed ways to communicate with us. Not with other cats, with us. That distinction matters. There are behaviors domestic cats commonly use with humans that are far less important in cat-to-cat life. The meow is one of the clearest examples. Adult cats do not typically meow at one another the way they meow at people. That sound became part of their relationship with us. The slow blink is another powerful example. A soft, deliberate signal of trust and peace that has become deeply tied to human-cat bonding. And in many cases, this kind of greeting stretch belongs in that same emotional family. It is not just an old survival reflex. It is part of the social language cats developed because humans became central to their lives. That means when your cat sees you and drops into that long, graceful stretch, you are witnessing more than a mechanical movement. You are watching a relationship in action. You are seeing what domestication looks like at its most personal. Not control, not obedience, but connection. Your cat is not simply existing near you. Your cat is responding to you. And there is another layer to this, one that most people never think about. That stretch is not only social. It may also be territorial in the gentlest and most affectionate sense of the word. Cats have scent glands in several parts of their body, including around their face and even between their paw pads. When they knead, press, or stretch against surfaces, they can leave behind scent signals that are completely invisible to us but meaningful in the feline world. To another cat, those scent traces are information. They help define safety, familiarity, and belonging. So when your cat stretches near you, on your bed, beside your chair, across the rug where you always stand in the kitchen, they may be doing more than saying hello. They may also be reinforcing that this place, this moment, and this relationship belong inside their circle of comfort. That does not mean ownership in a cold or controlling way. It means inclusion. It means your cat is folding you into their emotional map of the world. They are saying, this is safe, this is known, this matters to me. And honestly, when you see it that way, it becomes hard not to feel something a little deeper about it. Because cats do not hand out that kind of trust freely. They choose carefully. You may have even noticed this in your own home. Maybe your cat gives one person the full stretch, the slow blink, the soft trill, the whole tender routine, but barely reacts to someone else walking through the same room. That is not your imagination. Cats often do have favorites. Not always the person who feeds them most. Not always the loudest or the most playful. Often it is the person whose energy feels safest. The person who moves gently. The person who notices. The person who respects boundaries. The person who has, over time, become a steady emotional presence in the cat's world. When your cat reserves certain behaviors for you, that is information. If they stretch for you the second you arrive, but not for everyone else, they may be telling you something simple and profound. You are my person. That bond is not built through force. It is not built through wanting it too hard. It is built the way all real trust is built. Slowly. A cat's affection is a lot like tending a garden or caring for a piece of land. You cannot yank it into bloom. You cannot rush it because you're impatient. You create the conditions. You stay consistent. You move with respect. And over time, something living begins to open. That is what trust looks like in a cat. And this is why morning can feel so emotional. There is something especially meaningful about the stretch that happens at dawn. Cats are naturally most active around sunrise and sunset. While you were asleep, your cat may have already been awake for quite a while. They may have wandered through the house, checked the windows, listened to the sounds outside, moved through the quiet darkness while you rested. And then, when your eyes open, when you return to the waking world, they stretch beside you. That matters, because they could have stretched earlier. But often they wait. It is almost as if they are greeting the day with you. Almost as if your waking up is the moment that completes the room. That morning stretch can feel like a feline version of good morning. You're back. We're together again. The day can begin now, and there is vulnerability in that too. A stretching cat is lengthening the body, loosening the muscles, exposing the softer underside. In the animal world, relaxed postures are not meaningless. They signal a level of safety. So if your cat wakes, sees you, and then softens into that long, open stretch, they are showing you that your presence allows their body to let go. That is not nothing. That is trust made visible. Of course, not every stretch is soft and poetic. Some of them are funny, some are almost theatrical. If you have ever tried to walk down a hallway carrying laundry, or head into the kitchen in a hurry, only to find your cat fully stretched out in the exact place you need to step, then you already know this version. The doorway stretch, the roadblock stretch, the perfectly inconvenient stretch. And no, that probably is not an accident. Cats are incredibly aware of space. They know your habits. They know your paths through the house. They know where you are most likely to stop, notice them and respond. So when they stretch right in your way, they are not just taking up space, they are placing themselves where they cannot be ignored. That may be part affection, part confidence, and part tiny act of control. Your cat is saying, I know you are on your way to do something, but first, you need to acknowledge me. And the funny thing is, it usually works. You stop, you smile, you step around them. Maybe you say something soft. Maybe you reach down and touch their head. For a brief little moment, your cat becomes the center of your attention. Mission accomplished. And that confidence is important too. A cat who stretches boldly in your path is often a cat who feels secure in the relationship. They are not asking timidly. They are assuming they matter to you. That kind of confidence is a form of closeness. But now I want to pause for a moment, because some of you may be listening to this and thinking, my cat doesn't do this at all. Maybe your cat does not stretch when they see you. Maybe they rarely greet you in obvious ways. Maybe they seem more distant, more guarded, more self-contained. That does not mean your cat does not love you. And it does not mean the bond is broken. But it may mean one of two things. First, your cat may not feel fully relaxed yet. Some cats are naturally more vigilant. Some are shaped by noisy homes, unpredictable schedules, past stress, or simply a more cautious temperament. A cat that does not feel safe enough to relax deeply may not offer these open, vulnerable social signals very often. Second, your cat may have reached out in subtle ways before and gone unnoticed. Cats are always learning from our responses. If they offer a signal again and again and nothing happens, they may eventually stop offering it. Not out of resentment, just out of efficiency. If a communication does not land, many animals stop using it. The beautiful part is that this can change. Trust can be rebuilt. Communication can come back. Quiet bonds can deepen. It starts with noticing. Notice the glance. Notice when your cat chooses to be near you. Notice the moments they approach and then hesitate. Notice when they settle in the same room, when they watch you, when they soften around you. These are all pieces of the same language. And when you do notice them, respond, not dramatically, not forcefully, gently. A slow blink, a calm voice, a quiet moment of shared space, a respectful touch if they welcome it. A more peaceful home rhythm, a little less rushing, a little more presence. Over time, your cat learns something powerful. When I reach out, this human notices. That is where connection grows. And one day, maybe when you least expect it, you will walk into the room. The light will be coming through the window. The house will still be half quiet. Your cat will look up, see you, and stretch. And because now you understand the language, you will hear what they are saying. Not with words, of course, but with something just as real. I know you. I trust you. You belong in my world. And maybe that is why this tiny behavior feels so moving once you really see it. Because it reminds us that love is not always loud. Sometimes it is not spoken. Sometimes it does not come wrapped in grand gestures. Sometimes love is just a small animal, in a quiet room, stretching when you walk in, as if your presence made the morning complete. If this way of looking at cats speaks to you, I'd love for you to stay a while here at Cataholic. This channel is for people who want more than surface-level pet advice. It is for people who believe cats have an emotional language worth learning, and that the little things they do every day carry more meaning than most of the world gives them credit for. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Cataholic, give it a like, and share it with someone who loves their cat like family. It truly helps this channel grow, and more importantly, it helps more people learn how to understand the animals they live beside every day. And before you go, tell me in the comments, does your cat stretch the moment they see you? Is it by the bed, in the kitchen, across the hallway, or right in front of the door when you're trying to get something done? I always love hearing the little details, because when enough cat lovers share their stories, patterns begin to appear, and suddenly, we all understand our animals a little better. Thank you for spending this time with me. Give your cat a slow blink from me, take one more sip of that coffee, and I'll see you in the next one.